I don't feel like doing anything. I should be doing some writing.
Hey y'all, welcome to another Wiki Trivia video, the series where I waddle over to the Smash Ultimate Wiki, go down to the trivia section, and just have a nice little chat about some of the things I thought were darn tootin' neat. And today's video will end the focus around the character roster, by starting with Min Min and finishing off with Sora. I did the Mii's in a previous episode, so you can go look for that. So once this video's done, I'll have covered basically every character in the game, so that's exciting. Anyways, getting into it, Min Min actually has some unused animations that are copied from Captain Falcon.
Just one way down, my bad.
Version of Falcon Kick,
Which is where I am right now.
Fox, thank you for having these. Seeing this kind of stuff, I have to wonder how many changes and variations this character went through before we got the extremely...
I'd pull my laptop closer to me, but I'm fine with this distance.
Trailer rubbed off on her. Now you might be saying that
if I were in full screen, the screen would be a bit larger and that would be a bit more acceptable.
Well, you'd be right to say that they're similar, but they aren't the same. If you look at the animations side by side, you can notice the differences.
The reason I always play in windowed mode and I'd rather avoid playing in full screen is, frankly, I just got used to it. The first game I ever really started taking very seriously is Touhou. And the rhythm games that I played and also started taking seriously, like those were on the Switch, which have a very small screen. But like, I like having large screens on my laptops and stuff, so I can have multiple tabs open for work, and I can see everything that I'm doing. But when the screen is too big, I can't really see everything all at once, you know?
Now, whether or not they wanted her to have two reflector moves, or if they just started with the dash attack and decided later on to move it to the up smash, I can't really say for sure.
Oh, I love you, Sweets.
More likely, obviously. Especially when you consider that having a reflector on a dash attack is
once you know about
broken.
The best force stats you can get and where to find them, you can't really accept any other force. It's a bit of a double-edged curse sword, isn't it?
So it's nice to see that it's
on one hand, you've got the best thingy forces that you can ever find. I don't want to accidentally use these, I want to save them for a special occasion. Mainly the quest against the mother fricker.
in the first place that much because I was still writing hype for his reveal. Like I was super hyped. But yeah, Steve was so huge that he started destroying websites, only to go on and destroy the competitive Smash scene now. Which, wow, I remember joking about how funny it would be if Steve was top tier when he first released, but it's kind of crazy how far that actually went. The wiki also provides another example of something so big happening that it kind of took down Twitter, just for perspective. That being the death of Michael Jackson on June 25th, 2009. Now obviously the comparison between Twitter activity in 2009 and Twitter activity in 2020 is a little bit different, but nuance aside, that basically means that Steve being revealed for Smash was as culturally impactful as Michael Jackson's death. And I mean, nowadays Twitter going to hell is just kind of the new norm, but back then it really wasn't. Next, it's mentioned that Steve's code name in the game files is called Pickle. Now, not that kind. It's the Japanese loanword pika, which is used to describe ice axes, which is derived from the German word ice pico, with ice being ice, and pika being the pick, like used in our language for pickaxe. Though this is different from the word used in Minecraft itself, that being tsuruhashi, which means something something more akin to a basic pickaxe, and specifically an ice axe like the word pikeru means in Japanese, which is interesting. There's kind of layers to this code name. The wiki actually mentions all of the DLC characters'
I'm not
code names,
climbing this
but this
in
was
the
the
rain.
one that I liked the most because I think it's a neat little language.
I was gonna say
tidbit.
the rain
I like
won't
language.
stop
If you wanna
me,
know
but
more about the others, you can see
it
the
will
miniature
certainly
sections
slow me
yourself. It's
down
right at the top
and
usually.
infuriate
Lastly,
me
for
to
Steve,
no
the wiki mentioned a lot
end.
of quotes about him that are direct references to Minecraft. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned all of these on the channel already, but I figure I could just blast through a handful of the more interesting ones just for those who aren't familiar. When he lays after falling roughly 70 units or more, you can hear a fall damage sound. Though obviously no fall damage is taken. When Steve consumes a food item, you'll hear the sound Steve makes when he eats the game. No, you won't hear his slurping sound when he consumes a beverage, even though that normally does have a separate sound effect. When climbing a ladder, it'll make the ladder sound from Minecraft. And when Steve's fishing rod enters a water surface, the water sound from Minecraft plays when he retracts it.
Where the heck's the shrine?
And there's plenty of other
Oh, there
references
should
you
be
can
some
point out,
Endura
but I just feel
carrots
like these
around
ones
here
were
as
the
well.
more niche and visible.
Satori Mountain is kind of just like the best place you can ever go to if you want really good materials. At least for cooking.
This is because the background is pre-rendered.
Saflinas and stuff, which are more for armor upgrades and stuff.
Makes sense, he's a busy man, he's got fire to walk into. Also, the prompt I got for Pyra and Mithra does technically include Sephiroth. You can tell that even though I organized the series by characters, I'm still kind of scattered in where I covered them. Oh well, it just flows better that way, but anyways. That prompt points out how normally when fighting Master Hand, or Master Hand and Crazy Hand, the character or characters will start out the match in the center of the stage, or thereabouts. Excluding any extreme cases where there's a lot of characters fighting, like for Byleth. But for Pyra and Mithra, they spawn on the far left side of the stage instead, for some reason. This is a trait shared with Sephiroth and Sora. Considering all these exceptions are the last DLC characters to be added to the game, you can imagine that this is just an oversight. I mean, I can't really think of an intentional reason why only these characters would not spawn in the center. Oh, and Kazuya doesn't fight Master Hand or anything, so we can't skip with him. Though if he did, I imagine we would see the same thing. It's not like this is a DLC thing either, because both Joker and Banjo do still spawn in the center just fine. So, I don't know, I guess they just sort of stopped looking for that one detail once they got to the end of the DLC. And, can I just talk about how hysterical Byleth's boss fight is? I mean, it's kind of like sticking your hands in a blender. Their health bars just get completely plummeted. It feels like a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance thing. And I just think that's really funny. Moving on, apparently in Kazuya's character script,
I don't want to do this shrine.
unused code for a rapid jab. Again, this is a case where it's hard to tell if they intended on having a rapid jab on top of everything else, or if they just changed the rapid jab to something else. In Kazuya's case, the 10-hit combo. To be clear, a rapid jab isn't just jabbing quickly when you hold down the button, but is something you usually have to input after you hit the first few parts of the jab. At the very least, that's how rapid jabs typically work. Whereas with Kazuya's 10-hit combo, not only do you get the same results whether you hold down A or mash A, or regardless of if you even hit A1, but it's also just way more diverse than your typical rapid jab would be. It makes me hesitant to call this a normal rapid jab, but it is similar enough. It's likely that this is just how the rapid jab concept evolved, or whatever. I mean, I don't think it'd be very wrong to call this a DLC rapid jab. Next, in shocking fashion, it turns out that Kazuya's side taunt attack is the only attacking taunt that experiences the scaling effect. This is of course opposed to Luigi's down taunt, Greninja's down taunt, and Snake's box taunts, all of which do not scale. I gotta say, thank goodness for this balancing decision. I cannot imagine how impressive you would have been with that method. Speaking of being without something, did you know that Kazuya doesn't actually have a spine? No, I mean that literally, just like, look at this. Well, the funny thing about this is that this implies Kazuya's animations were taken directly from Tekken 7, in at least a lot of the cases, since this excruciating looking back twist during Spinning Demon was present in Tekken 7 as well. I've covered a lot of things that show good attention to detail and faithfulness to the series' origins, but I think this probably takes the cake as one of the funniest examples of that. Not that this is an error or anything, the twist helps add impact to the animation, but I still just really like looking at this. It kind of reminds me of that one dude from Demon Slayer, from the Entertainment District arc or something. Yeah, that's really funny. Next, similar to Steve, Kazuya has a handful of things listed off, and I wanted to go over a few of them. This is a list of traits that are exclusive to Kazuya. Now there's a lot about Kazuya that's unique, like a lot. He does cost extra money after all. But some of these I thought were worth pointing out, again, for anyone who didn't know before. Kazuya is the only character who doesn't have the universal 3-framed jump squat, with his instead taking 7 frames. A really good way to visualize this is by using the screw attack, since the effect starts the frame you're considered airborne from a jump. Which, yes, does technically mean that Kazuya is slightly less effective with the screw attack compared to the rest of the cast. Again, another heavily needed nerf to his kit. Also, light tangent, but this is my first time realizing that items also had their hit effect changed to be the splashy sparks thing that's unique to Kazuya. I know it looks kind of fitting for screw attack here, but normally it's just like this. I guess this was the case for all items, and I just didn't know that before.
Oh, there goes all my yellow hearts already.
Though it doesn't seem to be the case for thrown items or projectiles.
Great.
I really test to that. Also, Kazuya is the only character whose crowd cheer features an instrument, that being a drum. It's also the only character in the game to vocalize while pumping. And he's the only character in the game who doesn't have a victory theme.
And Noxus on their own are actually really easy to beat now. That's thanks to our extra high jump, which gives us just gives us free freaking no guts. And now it's a style. First is mentioned how Sora's mouth is properly changed to sync to the new sounds between the Japanese trailer and the English trailer, where for the former, in this section, when he passes by the screen, his mouth is starting to open to match the whereas for English, it is smile before opening his mouth. Not really much to add to that. Okay. What an idiot.
Obviously, not going to go in depth about explaining the background, as a thought of researching and explaining Kingdom Hearts lore gives me a migraine. But basically, apparently in the Kingdom Hearts series, the numbers 7 and 13 are very important for various things and symbolism and stuff. And that's kind of referenced in Smash in a few funny ways. For one, Sora was released on update number 13 Final Up. This update was released 13 days after his reveal, and he includes 13 new spirits to the game, being 8 spirits from the series and 5 unique fighter spirits. Now, if you count Pyra and Mythra as separate characters, which I think is a slight stretch, but it still kind of checks out, then that makes Sora the 7th fighter of Fighter Pass 2, and also the 13th DLC character overall. And for the Hall of Action stage, there are 7 different stained glass character portraits. Now, I'm pretty sure that you wrangle up some more references to that kind of stuff, but this was the extent to which the wiki went over it, and it's already a pretty entertaining amount. So if there's anything else referencing 7 or 13 for Sora, let me know down in the comments. And lastly for this video, when Sora holds an item, he changes his stance to look like his Valor form from Kingdom Hearts 2, which also changes some other animations like his slow walk and whatnot. And that is just super neat. So with all that, that's the entire roster of characters covered throughout 13 episodes of this.
Alright, so the game was
I'm going to be talking about the channel and my plans now, so if you're only here for trivia stuff, then that's essentially the end of the video. I appreciate you watching and getting this far. Otherwise, I'm really glad that this series is getting the type of attention that it is. Sometimes in this YouTube business it's easy to feel trapped into certain styles or series or something, but I guess once again this just helps prove to me that as long as I'm covering some form of Smash information, people will generally have a good time, which is refreshing. Now if I could see the same results for any game I decide to cover, that would be icing on the cake, but you know. Though I still intend to cover Tears of the Kingdom in some form when it comes out, as I've mentioned many times before, though I feel like I also don't want to hop into it frothing at the mouth, since I want to be able to take my time and enjoy the game on my first playthrough, rather than feeling like I have to take video notes or anything like that. So considering that, it'll probably be a while after the game's release until I start trying to upload content for it. From a strategic point of view, that is suboptimal, but given the long-standing success and intrigue surrounding Breath of the Wild, I don't think I have to rush into it. People are gonna stay interested in this game for probably ever. Yeah.
So today we're speedrunning through Crush the Castle, one of the coolest Flash puzzle games. Now we'll start our speedrun as soon as we click on New Game, and then right away we can see what this game is all about. Basically, we have a trebuchet, and we're trying to destroy the castle that houses people like knights, kings, queens, all that sort of stuff. And once we kill every single person in that castle, we win the level. So it's a pretty simple idea, and we start out with pretty weak ammo. Right away we only have a small boulder, which really can't do too much damage, but as we go on we're going to get better things. And another thing you might notice is we're not really seeing where we're shooting at most of the time. And the reason behind that is I've played so much of this game trying to get a good speedrun that you kind of just learn where your shots are going to go, and you don't even really have to look at them. Like for this one, we have to take care of 3 princesses. Now right away, I'm going to go for the top princess, then I'm going to go for the middle princess, and finally the lower princess. And just through those 3 shots, we got them all. Now next, we have a really big castle, but a nice thing about this level is the game is actually going to give us 3 of these tiny boulders at the same time. So we still get 5 shots total, but with those 3 boulders, we can do a ton more damage, and yeah, we just kind of destroy the castle. And then we have this one, which is probably one of the worst designed castles I've ever seen in my life. Like, I really do not know what they were thinking for this one. It has no base, so we kind of just keep throwing our boulders at it, and eventually they all die. Then this one, the king thinks he is really safe because he has a lot of padding around him, but not above him. So for this, we're just going to keep aiming into the air and kind of just hoping we hit him. This one's kind of luck-based, but hey, it worked out right there. Then as soon as we make it to the next castle, we're going to get the medium stone. We can just do a pretty specific shot and hit all 3 of our people. Then there's another terribly designed tower, and I really don't know who they're paying to make these. But all we have to do is use our medium stone a couple of times. We're going to aim around the same area because the more we hit that, the more damage it's going to do, and eventually the tower will fall. And in this one, we have a king who has a lot of padding around him. But with our medium stone, we can hopefully get through him, and that one actually only took 2 shots, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Maybe my inventory is just actually
full.
full.
Just 1 medium stone, we have 3. So it's pretty much just like the first time we got 3 stones, we completely obliterate everybody. It's not even really a contest. I guess there is that one princess, but she died eventually. We didn't even have to do another shot. And then there's the queen and the 2 knights protecting her. But, like, literally, what are you going to do against this thing? And I don't know if they're even really trying to protect themselves, but it's never going to work out for them. Now, for this one, we have way too many people we have to take care of. And I think that they think we're not going to be able to kill every single one of them. But the thing about more people is it's just more deaths, yeah. And then we have the queen who thinks she is really safe. What we're going to do here is switch to our medium stone so we can go right in between that hole and hit her on the head. Also, you'll see right there, we did get the large stone, which we will use for this stage. But of course, the medium stone would have been better for the last one. Now for this one, we want to aim it right about there. Because what that's going to do is it's going to use weight to get rid of that entire part of the tower, and then the king is going to fall down and get impaled. Now for this one, there's no weak part of this castle, so we're just going to be aiming for that part. It's kind of specific, but as soon as we get that, the whole thing just crumbles down, and there isn't the one guy left that we will have to deal with, and that's pretty much just some specific aiming, and yeah, he died before we got there. So hey, it works out. Now in this one, we have 3 large stones, so again, when you get the 3 stones, everything just dies, especially in the first level when you can use them. They just make these levels way too easy, and yeah, let's just move on to the next. But this one is actually probably one of the harder ones, because for this one, it is very luck dependent. Now what we want to do is we want to send our stones at a a very specific angle and hopefully hit a bunch of stuff off. Then we want to set some more stones and hit both the king and queen. We actually got a first try there, which is insane. Now we move on to another hard level, where there is one king who is very safe behind his like concrete walls. So we're pretty much just gonna throw a bunch of stones over there, and hopefully he's going to die. I mean, sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. This run is going insanely well. Now in this one, it's just a bunch of people, but now we have bombs. Bombs are kind of insane because they blow up. I mean, you can already probably see why those are gonna be a really good thing. So we're just gonna keep throwing a couple of them, and there are 2 people left, so unfortunately we weren't able to get them. We were lost up on a few levels, so we're still doing really good pace. Now we're gonna restart this level, and hopefully I do just a bit better. And this time it was a lot easier. We killed all of them right away, so not that much of a time loss at all. And for this one, what we're gonna want to do is switch from the bombs back to our 3 large boulders. See, the bombs are nice, but when you're just trying to do a bunch of destructive power, 3 boulders is a lot of them. As you can see by how dead these people are. Then for this one, it's another one where we're pretty much just spinning a bomb over and hoping that everything goes right. These ones, especially with a single bomb, it's a very scary level because so much can go wrong, but I am actually getting really lucky in this one. Finally, we're going to finish off with some boulders, and everybody's just going to slowly fall down and down. Then we have this
Ancient
one.
proficiency can only be gotten from armor,
Now we have the 3
and speed
bombs.
up can only be gotten from 2.
3 bombs is going to just completely decimate everybody. Like, you should pretty much just not be going up against this. At this point, you might be noticing this is an amazing run. We are actually on world record pace, but now we're getting to the second to last level, which, yeah, this one is completely luck-based. Since when you use 3 ammo at the same time, they're going to go in slightly different directions each time. You can never be completely sure if you're going to succeed on this second to last level, but even with resetting a little bit, we are still on amazing pace, so I wasn't worried about it until I got failing, and failing, and failing, until finally I finished it at 8:30, but this was still a pretty good run. It just that is a major run killer, so I was going to continue it. But then we get to another pretty much RNG level, because we have to deal with a lot of people need really good protection, and we just have to hope that our bombs are able to do what we need them to do. Now, we messed up the first time, but we can easily get a sub 10 minute, so I wasn't worried about it. And we even got this point where all we had to do was take care of this princess, but she is so well protected.
I think I get what's going on now.
So much. And I'm not gonna waste
I have
time.
way
It
too
took
much
me until 12
variety
minutes
of
when
stuff.
I could finally defeat this
I can
level.
only have up to
And
4
yeah, this
pages.
game broke me.
Oh my
Really
gosh.
Perfect run to this. Subscribe if you enjoy it.
That might actually be what's going on. Right, I'm just gonna teleport. Is there something I can pick up anywhere nearby? Armorant. I already have Armorant in my inventory. I don't have this normal mushroom though. Okay, so if I sell something and...
Yeah! Sa sa! Oh.
Yeah! Oh my god.
Hey! Sa! Oh.
Well, time to free up some space then. What do I get rid of though? I kinda like everything in here. They're all pretty necessary in their own right. I guess I can get rid of the feathers. I'm never gonna make arrows with them.
Wow!
What else? The monster extract can just go. Don't need the Tabantha wheat either.
Yay!
Anything that only gives normal healing is worthless since I'd much rather have
Yay!
stuff that can actually heal.
Wow!
Time to cut to free up space then. Oh, well damn it. Oh well. Ooh, lovely. Make up for my blunder. Right, I wanna fight a Hinox. I want guts. Maybe I will shower. I'll play for an hour only. Which sucks considering I've already played for 30 minutes. my eyes peeled for any potential Hinox that might spawn. So that I may beat them up. On my way to... So I want to get the 3rd level upgrade. Huh. They count as individuals. I guess bosses are what you gotta fight to get the level 2 versions. Ooh, whoa! Now that is very good. Now I'll need the headpiece if I want to use that. very glad I opened that now. Very glad. If I remember correctly, there should be some Fleet Lotus seeds here, as well as a memory. Maybe I should sell some of my stuff and try getting the ancient armor. Oh, lovely. You know what? I'm right where I want to be. No, not there though. That place is definitely not where I want to be. Hold on, guys. Let me just remember something real quick. The Blood Moon can go do its thing now. Could have at least gotten a red star. Would have been nice. There's still some stuff in Akala I could do, like getting Kelton actually. Sell monster parts and get red fragments. So I don't have to lose my souls. I almost forgot. A blood moon happened. I need to add a new thing. Need to add a new enemy to randomly spawn. Money would be really nice, so I think it's time to start getting the Taluses to spawn. Maybe after I defeat the second Blight, I should increase my inventory space. tried taking this room. Shoot, my money. Ah, you're still here. Good. Spill your guts. Maybe I should go steal a sword here. It's not a very good sword. A lot of climbing, must be hard to go around this place if you don't have wings. Alright, I'll just beat this shrine. Then I'll go claim my rewards, and that's it. Oh, I got the guts. I can upgrade. Maybe my helmet. I'll do that next episode though. Whoa. Okay.